see your face. I'm so glad
So
that
nice to meet you.
I'm so glad you agreed to do this. I know this is not something that you do very often, so I'm super thankful that you decided to do it with me. So I appreciate that.
No, I appreciate you because I haven't done, I'm like behind on the social media wave of like the book talk and the reels and all this stuff, but it's was something that I was like, okay, in this year, I want to really like, I made my pseudonyms profile just to have a place to like be able to be found and be contacted,
Mm-hmm.
just because it's so different than my name. And then, I haven't really done anything with it. So I'm excited to be talking to you and
Well,
happy to be here.
I first of all, let me just welcome you and let me just say and introduce myself. I'm Kim, and I just really am so thankful that you are here. And I want to just let everybody know you're Blair Thatcher. You have you have a pseudonym. This is your pseudonym, but
This is,
I
yeah.
think there's about 70 titles under this pseudonym. Is that right?
That is correct.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
So you have a big catalog. You've done a lot of things. And I am a huge fan of the Kings of
Oh my
Belgium
God.
series. Huge, huge. Like, love that series so much.
That one
So,
was a pinch me moment. I only started working with Blue Nose, like, I think it was over the summer. It was
mhm.
like maybe in June, I did my first title with them. And then I got the casting, like, audition for this one. And then when I heard the rest of the team, I was like, I'm not trying to pretend like I'm not stoked. Yeah. Like,
Right?
it's great.
No.
Yeah.
Well, and I obviously am a huge fan of, I mean, I'm on their ALC team, so I do a lot with their books, and they just have a really great team and a lot of really great narrators that, but that series in especially, it's just such a stacked freaking cast. It
Yeah.
is
It's crazy.
crazy. Yeah, it's
I
so
was like,
good.
how did I get here? I don't know how I got here, but I'm happy to be here. So,
Girl, and you are like everything. Like you're the whole
oh,
thing. Like it is all about you and it is your show and I love it. I love it.
wouldn't we all like to be Bianca?
Right? Right? And I'm just ready. I'm so ready for the last book. I know it's going to be a while. And it's like I got through all of these. They came out so fast and I was like, yeah, I'm rocking and rolling and then it's like, hold up.
I know. With all the cliffhangers, I know. But it'll be there. The story will continue.
Yeah, it will. It will. I know it's coming. But it's just like, man, this story has just been so like crazy, like so many twists and turns, so many cliffhangers, just you never know what's happening.
I
You
know.
just
Every time I read a book, I'm like, oh, I'm okay. So I'm being shot at in this one. Okay. So I mean, there's a casual. Yes.
cool, 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 cool. Totally fine.
Really, really low stakes all the time.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and just that whole universe is so huge. Like I didn't even realize because I started with this series because again, like I just started with the ALC and I was like, but then I realized like this is like a whole universe of like characters and books and I was like, there's no
Yeah.
way. But
Yeah.
luckily you can still follow it, just from, from series to series, but
It's the best.
she
I think it's like, sorry, go ahead. I didn't mean
no,
to talk
no,
over
you
you.
go ahead. You're fine. You're fine.
I think it's so masterful when these authors are able to create like their own entire universe, but everything exists within its own space as well. So it's not like sometimes when there's 12 books to a series and you feel like you don't know what's going on if you haven't read all of them, it's
Hmm.
a little bit more than a lot of people can bite off to chew. So I have such an appreciation for all these, I don't know what to call them. They're like
It's
little
like
mini
their own
worlds.
little universe. Like, yeah, they just have these little collections of books where they all, kind of come together, but they're all their own separate stories. And it's really kind of incredible because it does take a lot of work to like keep straight, like where you're at. Like, okay, am I at, this school or am I at this insane asylum? Or
That's a crazy sentence.
it's like, where am I
Totally.
again? Yeah. But I mean, it's so good. I mean, and that whole genre is just like my jam anyway.
Yeah.
So I'll listen to anything that is, like that. But I really love Bianca. I have I did a bunch of reviews just because like I just love her character. Like, I love her character arc. I love how you have developed, how you like portray her as a character, because it is evident as you go throughout the series, like she kind of gets stronger, and then you kind of, show that in your work, and it is very neat to kind of watch that happen. So I
Thank
always love
you.
it when people develop characters throughout a series. I think that takes a lot of thought and planning. Like, like you have to know that you're gonna do this, and you don't
Yeah.
just kind of jump off the bat, you know, and you gotta kind of work up to a character, or what a character is gonna be towards the end. So I thought
Yeah.
I
Thank
enjoy
you.
that. Yeah.
I think what's so cool about, like, if we're doing our job right as narrators, we're really just trying to support the text. And you know, if it's a good book, which these are, the character doesn't know at the beginning of the series what she's going through. She's just like a 19-year-old or whatever. I forget what age she is, but she's just like, woke up and was like, okay, I got to deal with this drama today. So
Hmm.
I think it's when you know where the book is going, you know the levels that you're going to climb to. It's a trap sometimes to like head into that darkness or that
Exactly.
weight too early. So I appreciate the compliments.
No, yeah.
I'm doing my job if I'm following the way that it was written, which definitely has an arc. So
Yeah. Yeah, it definitely does. And you definitely are doing that. I think it's so fun to watch her grow as a character, like through the way that you portray her. So that's one of my favorite parts about the series. And you really are such a huge part of it. So, it would not be the same without you.
oh, thank
Um,
you.
so you, when I was kind of doing my research, it looked like your first books came out around 2020. So I'm going to assume that you had the same kind of COVID origin story that most people that I've spoken to have.
You know what's wild? So I consider it to be the happiest accident in the world, but in 2019, so my other job, which I'm just taking a little bit of time off from right now, but I tour as a singer. So that's like
Okay,
my
we were going to go there because, girl, you can sing.
uh
You have a beautiful voice.
you
Anyways, sorry to
That's
interrupt.
like
Go
so
there.
I was touring and in 2019 I think I toured. That was like the most on the road I've been. It was like 6 months of the year. So
Hmm.
I you get to a certain point where you just like can't listen to music anymore. It's just you like if you're doing the shows night after night, when you're driving to the next place, the last thing you want is like more drums in
Right.
your ears. So I started listening to audiobooks, and I think I was listening to it was something, I think it was Valley of the Dolls
Hmm.
had been released in audiobook that year. So I was listening to it and I was like, dude, this is so cool. The idea of living through all of these different characters. And it sent me on a thing. I was like, how do people do this? I want to do this. So that summer when I was touring, I was listening to all this stuff. And I
Hmm.
came back. I was like, how do I do this? Because I have an acting background as well. So I was like, this seems like it would be the perfect
Perfect.
pairing. And I
Yeah.
did my first book in January of 2020, just coincidentally.
And then
And then the
COVID.
world shut down. So I was like, okay, I got one in the belt. I got one ahead of like
You were just this much ahead of the game, because I'm telling you, like, out of everybody that I've spoken to, like, probably five out of seven have said, yeah, well, COVID. And then I was just like, why not? And then that's just the way it goes. And I mean, totally valid. Like, what else
yeah,
are you gonna do? I
yeah.
mean, I worked in healthcare, so I couldn't do anything,
Oh,
but just kind of deal with it. But so I think it's very valid, especially for people who are, performers in general, to just kind of gravitate towards, well, what can I do from home, because I can't go
yeah,
out and do anything. So, I
yeah.
think it was a natural progression for a lot of people. But
Yeah, it's definitely interesting to talk to people who were in it beforehand, because I think even with this wave of new actors coming in and being, wanting to be narrators, it's sort of changed the style of
oh, the
audiobooks as
style is
well.
completely different. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, completely different. Yeah, I mean, I think I have this conversation with a lot of people. I said, a lot of people are I don't think anyone is offended by the term narrator, but I think, there is narrator, voice actor kind of thing. And I think it is kind of a difference, that's kind of that cleft that kind of happened where before, you really were just kind of reading a book to people, and,
Yeah.
just kind of reading the words on the page. And it was for people who couldn't, open a book and read it. And
Right.
now it's like a production, like it's you're acting, like you're giving these characters a voice, and it's
Yeah.
completely different than just narrating a book.
Totally.
So like I said, no one has ever said, "Oh yeah, don't call me a narrator." But I do think that, there is a difference, and I think that is it. That's the style. It's a different style of narration than what was popular before. Yeah, I would
Certainly.
say, yeah, yeah, like late, I think 2000. I mean, dual. There was a lot of dual, like towards
Yeah.
like, but as far as like the duets and stuff like that, that's a relatively, new thing in the
Yeah.
scope of things. So yeah, the style has definitely changed.
Even
So
I remember when I first did it, I think it was one of the first books that came out. I had let my family know about it, and my aunt was listening to one, and it was like a young adult, not Blair. It wasn't a Blair book.
uh-huh.
My aunt listened to it, and she was like, I don't know. I just don't know if I want to hear you doing all these like voices and you acting through the story. I think I just want to hear the book. And I was like, yeah, you're a different audience. Like that's a different, and there are people that
There are
have,
people that still feel that way. Yeah.
yes, and people and narrators that have just these like beautiful, pleasant voices. And it is nice to listen to and it's
Mhm.
relaxing. But I
Mhm.
mean, the way that this is going with like the multicast and the soundscapes behind some of them, I mean, it's like books on tape again, full circle, which is so cool.
So cool. Yeah. I mean, I have a pretty long history with audiobooks because my husband and I have listened to audiobooks together for years.
Oh,
And his sister is blind. And so she had access to audiobooks, you know, decades ago
yeah.
when, because she had access to the Commission for the Blind, and they would give her, books on tape. And so
Huge. Yeah.
he would steal all of her books on tape when he was a kid. And so he was huge into audiobooks whenever we met. And so we've always been like big audiobook nerds, but we kind of did. We just listened, just, the old Harry Potter books where it was just,
Oh,
Jim Dale doing all the voices, and, and that kind of
which
stuff. And
hard to beat that. Really
you
hard to beat
can't beat
that.
it. Like,
But
I'm
yeah.
not mad at that. That's still my favorite version. Like, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But yeah, so those were the kind of audiobooks that I used to listen to, and then I kind of stopped listening. And then when I started listening to books again, and I was like, whoa, this is totally different, and it
Yeah.
really is. It's a completely different journey now than it was before.
Yeah.
So,
It's
and
amazing. It's cool.
it's really cool, and it's really cool evolution of the whole like genre, and I think it's pulling so many more people into audiobooks, which is great
Yeah.
because I just think it's a really fun thing to do. And so
Totally.
anyways, we've yapped for 17 minutes and I haven't asked you a single question.
There we are, Friday night.
I don't want to keep you too long. So I guess I'll just kind of start at the beginning. So we kind of talked about you basically just fell into finding an audiobook that you loved, and then you were like, hey, I kind of want to do this. And
Yeah.
so you did a book, and then you just kept going. And
Yeah. Yeah. It so I think I was like starting to touch on it before. I went to school for theater.
mhm,
So that was like I actually went to school for music theater. So it was the singing and the acting together. What feels like a million years ago. But then I was always like hard to cast, I guess, in like in straight plays and stuff because unlike audiobooks, it matters so much what you look like and like how you fit into sort of this like box that needs to exist in a 2 hour show. And I mean, I love theater. Like I'm not trying to rag on it.
no, I get it.
But
Yeah.
yeah, it's just like such a specific medium. And so after years of doing that, I was like, you know what? Singing was my first love. I'm going to go just do that. And I was singing for like predominantly doing that for a good period of time. But I was like, oh, dude, I miss acting. Like I really kind of, and then that it just happened that I had listened to that on the tour. And then I went on to ACX, which I think a lot of people got their start
Yep.
on,
Yep.
and was kind of floored that like everything that I had ever tried for in any other medium that was creative was like so like difficult, kind of like there were just so many
Like
different like
so
barriers.
competitive. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and it wasn't, it just felt like as soon as I saw the first script that I was auditioning for and I got the text, I was like, I know what to do with this. So I had this like calmness, and I was
Hmm.
like, this is really cool. I really want to do this. And I've just felt increasingly lucky that it's been sort of like a slow climb to, like,
Hmm.
I started it in 2019, but I was still singing up until like mostly up until like 2023. So it really wasn't until then that I started to transition more to doing books more. And it's
Hmm.
like, it feels like every time I give it some love and like some time, I just meet even more important people and cool authors and publishers now. And because for the
Yep.
longest time, I wasn't working with any publishers. So it's like,
Yeah.
I just am obsessed. This whole world is so cool.
Same, same. Like I started this account about a year ago and just kind of, loving books and just
Yeah.
wanting to like tell everyone how much I love books. And then, just kind of fell into all this other stuff. And it just becomes like an obsession. And I am just obsessed with everything. And there are so many of you guys, and there is so much talent out there. But I really just kind of said I want to shine a light on people that I think are very talented. And
I
so
appreciate that.
yeah, no, it's nothing, but I enjoy it. Like I love this. Like this is like my fun thing that I get to do. So I
Yeah.
this is a privilege for me. This is so I always get excited when someone's like, "Yeah, I'll do that." And I'm like, "Really? Okay."
I was like, when you asked me, I'm like, me? Sure, yeah.
And that's so funny because that's the reaction that I get from most people like, "Really? You want to talk to me?" And I'm like, "Really? You want to talk to me?"
Here we are. Here we
And here
are.
we are. Here we are. So, uh, so you use your voice. You already are a singer. You know how to take care of your voice. You know how to use your voice. So, what are your like rituals that you do before you get started every day?
Sure. I think most of it is warming your body up because narration is like so many. Some people stand, but narration is so many hours for me sitting and just in here. So I need to like get the wiggles out beforehand. I got a walking pad on like the other side of this booth that I pop onto. And then I always, like, since college, I started drinking. It's disgusting, but like a squeeze of lemon and apple cider vinegar and hot water tastes gross, but it's like
It makes a
how,
difference.
yeah, it's just
Yeah.
how I've gotten through literally every professional thing in the past 10 years of my life. So I always have that. I do the walking pad, and then I just have like a couple pages of confusing and hard text to read that I
Hmm.
just, to warm my mouth up,
To warm
I
up.
do that. Yeah, and then I'm there. It's
That's
easier.
cool.
The hardest is like the first paragraph of a new book.
Yeah,
I'm
because
always
you got to
like, I don't
get
know how
like
to
you
do
got
this.
to get your head right and get wrapped around it. I get that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you have been a singer for a long time. Did you have any other like full-time job, or were you just like traveling and singing and is that was your full-time job?
That was my full-time job. Up until I stopped only because I just had a baby a few months ago.
I
So
saw that.
yeah,
Congratulations.
thank you. It's crazy. I'm getting alerts from my husband's with him, but I'm getting alerts from the monitor that he's crying. I'm like, it's not my problem tonight, so we're good.
You're like, I scheduled this. We made sure that you could be here.
I put it in his Google Calendar. I was like, you're on baby
You're on
duty.
your own.
um, but yeah, no, I did the very typical thing. So I lived in New York I went to NYU, so I moved there when I was 18, and I was there for like almost 15 years. I just moved out of the city, my husband and I, like a year ago. So I was doing the very typical New York, serving waiting tables and auditioning and working like weird theater jobs and all that
Mm-hmm.
stuff. And then I started touring full time in 2019, and that it was with a band and a production company. So we did there's like a lead singer that's the guy, and I was the female counterpart to him. So there's original music, but there's also concept albums where we'll do like iconic albums from start to finish with like a 20-piece band. Like we do
Oh,
Amy
wow.
Winehouse's Back to Black, and we did the Maroon 5 songs about Jane. So I've toured with like those individual projects, which has
Oh
been
my
really fun.
gosh. That's
Yeah.
so cool.
But yeah, I've been lucky that this has been my full-time thing for a while now, which is cool.
So oddly enough, like I'm a huge music person too, so that's like
Yeah.
a big thing for me. But like I was already like super obsessed with you and your portrayal of Blair. I mean, not Blair, Bianca. Then I was on TikTok and I saw a video of you singing Olivia Dean and I lost it because I'm like in love with her and I love that whole album. Like I that is like on repeat at all times in my car.
Yeah.
And then I was like, that's it. That was my sign. I've got to message her because I've got to talk to her because I mean your voice is gorgeous. I mean it
Thank
really is.
you.
It's so
Thank
good.
you. I
I can
appreciate that.
definitely understand why you were able to have a career in singing. So,
Oh, I appreciate you. Thank you.
yeah. So, what is your routine for books like? Do you read the whole book? Are you a skimmer? What is your
Oh,
journey on books?
I am as type A as they come. I am really like a highlighter and a notes person. I don't understand. I mean, everybody has their own thing. I don't know really how you could properly voice something without reading it. I think then if you are voicing it correctly, you're getting lucky more
Hmm.
more than anything else. But what's different about audiobooks versus traditional theater scripts and stuff like that is there's so much more there that like you don't I don't know how to say this correctly. Like it I think there's a possibility to overdo it if you
Hmm.
over prepare and you over decide ahead of times. Like
Yep.
sometimes I'll read something one way and then as I'm going through it, I'm like, oh, you know what? That makes more sense to me now in the moment. And
Yep.
I think so much of it is their internal monologue, so it shouldn't feel premeditated to a degree. But I don't know how you voice something without having read.
No, I totally agree with that. And I have this conversation a lot as where I say, I think it's really audiobooks are one of the only things that, you can listen to an audiobook and have read like eyeball read a book and still come out with a completely different impression just because of the way that the person who's reading it interpreted it. Where else can you experience media to the same thing twice and be a
Yeah.
different experience. It's really interesting. And there any I know you love romance and you've done I think like some mysteries and things like that
Yeah.
before.
I've done some thrillers. Yeah.
Yeah. So what's your favorite? Like what do you love the most?
I mean, I'm a romance girly. I'm very torn between I think what I like listening to most is romantasy.
Mhm. Mhm.
I think what I like voicing most is these characters that are so contrary to like anything I would live through in my day-to-day life. So like the dark romance is
Mhm.
so fun to voice.
Mhm.
It's just it's so unbelievably cathartic,
Mhm.
to just like, live in this world and yeah.
You are preaching to the choir. I preach every day about dark romance and how important it is. I don't think people really get what it does, how therapeutic it can be for people,
Yeah.
and for women in general, and also, like you said, just an escape and just something that's out of the ordinary, for a lot of
Yeah.
people,
And also these
without being fantastic.
right. Yes, without the magical powers. Yes.
Yes,
Um,
exactly.
I think like these there's always a lot of strength discovery in these dark romances. So it's just great. I think it's really fun.
Yeah, no,
And
I
I'm
think so too.
lucky. I feel like there's only so much you can do about your natural voice, right? Like there's like I have technique and stuff, but there's only so much I can do about what my voice just sounds like. So I feel lucky that it seems that, however it sounds, naturally aligns with a lot of authors' um, feelings of how that type of genre and story should sound. So I'm just grateful for that because I don't have control over that.
No. Um, so when you were a kid, did you always want to be a singer? Was that like your dream? Like, did you sing as a kid? And that
Yeah,
was, yeah.
always. I think my mom tells me that I was singing before I was speaking adequately,
Hmm.
which I think makes sense because if you hear the same songs over and over again, you could just parrot them back before you're making
Definitely.
your own free thought. But yeah, I don't ever remember not being able to sing. I do remember training it and making it
Hmm.
serious and making it a career, of course, but no, I don't ever remember not loving it.
Yeah. Do you still get to read for fun? Like, I know a lot of people that have this job, they don't get to read for fun anymore. They don't get to read for pleasure anymore. Do you still get to read for fun?
I do. I listen for fun because I also think it's incredibly important to be listening to the books that everyone's talking about so that you
Yeah.
stay relevant and so
Yeah.
that when I listen to these other performances, like I'm currently listening to the Plated Prisoner series. I can't, I'm on the last book and I can't, I've like purposely stopped because I don't want it to be over.
Hmm. I get it. I get it.
It's such a beautiful series and I think, you know, the like Lily Drake, I was going to say her real name, but Lily Drake is in, she's incredible. It's a masterclass to listen to her support that series over the 6 books that it is. And, I'm listening to that stuff. I'm enjoying it as a listener. And I'm also like taking notes like, okay, that's where we're going. That's what's being received well. That's what's great. So
Yeah.
that is
Heck
cool.
yeah. I met Raven Kennedy at a book event a couple of years ago, and I was obsessed with that series, and I love it. Arn is such an amazing character.
Oh,
She is
so good.
such a like wonderful female character, and I mean, don't get me started on Slade, and yeah, it's whatever. But I mean, that's such a good series. It was
Oh,
like that was like one of my first like huge like obsessive romantic series. That
yeah.
was just like, oh my God, I'm obsessed with this. I love it. Yeah.
It's so good. It's so beautifully
It's
written.
it really is. And her new series is gonna be it's like gonna be Pied Piper related, which I am like just dying to see how she does this. Like, because she's so good at just these like fairy tale infusing these like fairy tales and things into
Oh,
into her own stories. I just can't wait. I can't wait to
yeah.
see what she does with it. It's gonna be
Yeah.
so good. Yeah.
Yay. Oh, I can't wait.
Oh no, I'm so excited. So, what is something that you think people might be surprised to know about you? I was surprised
Ooh.
to know that you sing, but I mean, I felt that somebody
It's so
else might.
funny. That's the way I've been leading in my personal life or like in my out in the world life. I think people are surprised to know that I narrate books because I haven't
That's so
transitioned to like
funny.
yeah.
Because I just spoke with someone the other day, and he said the same thing. He said, "Well, the most interesting thing about me is that I'm an audiobook narrator to everyone else." He's like, "Not to you, but to everyone else." So I was like,
I was
"Yeah,
at I was with family this weekend, like extended family at my sister-in-law's wedding, and the photographer was sitting at the table and she ended up mentioning something about audiobooks and she was like, she's like, you have a good voice, you should narrate. And I was like, oh, I am narrating. And my sister-in-law, who is like very into all of this stuff, was like, she is a narrator and her name is, and she like said my pseudonym. And I was like, well, I guess that's out, like, I was like my mother-in-law's at the table. I'm like, hopefully nobody wrote that down.
hello everyone. Here, go listen to my dark romance. You'll love it."
I was like, but yeah, no, that's my funny thing in real life. But I don't know what would be surprising. I think because I am a performer, I think people would be surprised to know like I'm in my bones incredibly shy and very much an introvert. Like so, when you invited me to do this, I was like, my first instinct was like, I'm scared. No, and then I'm like,
Yeah.
I need to do these. Like, it's a huge reason why I haven't like put myself out there much on social media. And I'll have these bursts where I'm like, I should. And that was like the Olivia Dean thing. And then I didn't do. There's so many cool people like you out there, and especially in this community. I should. It's definitely a goal. I'm also sleep
It's
deprived with a
hard
baby, but
though. It's difficult. Like I think most people who do this job are, introverts at heart. Like you have to be okay with being with yourself all day long and like literally being okay with that.
that
And
part.
and so I think a lot of narrators are at heart introverts who can when need be turn on, that extrovert thing. And
Yes.
so and I'm the same way. Like I'm ooh people like when I'm not on here. So
That's so
like
funny. Well, you hide it well. You're a very good interviewer.
like like I love talking to everyone on here, but like when it's just me, like I'm at home and it's me and my husband and my kids and that's like everyone else like ew, no.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean it totally makes sense. It's like one of my good friends is very successful in commercial voiceover. And she was asking me, she's like, well, how do I kind of break into audiobooks, this, that, and the other thing? And I was like, I actually think it would drive you insane because for me, 6 hours in a small box with my own company is recharging for me.
Nothing.
For
Yeah,
her,
exactly.
I'm like, you would lose your mind. So,
Well,
yeah,
and I think
interesting.
that's one of the things that like a lot of the people that are coming into it now and they are using the social media that way. I think that's one of the ways that they defeat that is that, you do have those people that are watching you and you can take a break and chit chat and you
Yeah.
can, you develop relationships with people who are fans or people who just come and watch you work every day. And so
Yeah.
I think that does kind of take down the loneliness a little bit for a lot of these narrators. Um so I think that's one of the reasons why it's advantageous for a lot of them to just kind of be online a lot is because it does kind of,
Right.
break up that monotony of it's just me in a box, for
Yeah.
8 hours.
Yeah. It
So
also probably, like, I haven't done it, I haven't recorded live before, but I'm sure it also probably lights up like a part of your brain that's like, okay, hyper focus, we're
it
really going
does.
back to the text. We're trying not to make too many mistakes, even if you're comfortable with the people that are in your live, you're
Yeah.
like, all right, I want to do a good job here.
No, everyone says that. It says like, well, it keeps me on task. It keeps me working. It keeps me, doing what I'm supposed to be doing. And then obviously it's a bonus that I form relationships with people and, that kind of stuff. But it is a very vulnerable thing to do to like literally do your job in front of an audience. Like, like
Yes,
not very many.
an audience of people that you hope will be the consumer of the thing that you're doing.
Exactly. And like you're literally doing it for the first time. Like you're literally doing that
Yeah,
that piece of work for the first time in front of an audience. And regardless of whether or not they're fans of yours, it's still a very vulnerable thing to do.
totally.
And so
Yeah,
I have so much respect for all of these people that are doing that. I think it's advantageous obviously to both, but it's tough. It's not an easy thing to do. So
yeah,
I think I always tell people I have so much respect for that because it is. It's a lot of work to kind of craft that social media presence
yeah,
and
yeah.
and to keep it. Do you ever do? I know you don't do a lot of social media, but do you ever do like conventions or book events or anything like that?
I would love to. I haven't. So I I just definitely felt until I want to say it was 2023, but I don't know if it's even been that long. I really was doing this on the periphery. So like I've I have 70 titles now for my pseudonym, but like 35 of them, no, closer to 45 of them are from the last year. So
Mm-hmm.
it's like
Oh
it's
wow.
still, yeah, like I didn't start working with publishers until the summer going into summer of 2024. So it
Okay.
still feels like it's not, I mean, it's been a little while now, but like it was just so on the sidelines before, and then it's just transitioning to be like more of my main thing now. And I don't know. I guess before making a TikTok or an Instagram or anything, like I was like, I don't know if my face belongs attached to the work. Do you know what I mean?
I
Because it's
do. I
narration and
completely
because
understand.
you're,
I think that's a decision that everyone has to make at some point.
yeah,
And once you make it, you kind of can't go back.
yeah,
So you can't
totally.
put that genie back in the bottle. So like I get it, you know.
Yeah,
Obviously I think, you know, I think readers like to see narrators' faces. They like to know, you know, who they're talking
yeah.
to, but obviously I don't think you're obligated to do that at all. Um,
No, but there's this whole world that I feel like, because I've been going back and forth with it. I'm like, should I do that? I've done it to an extent, but I haven't really like chased it. But there's this whole world of people that I'm not engaging with that are so passionate about what's going on. And then especially with Blue Nose, because I know you do social media content for them, right? Yeah. I
I
mean,
do.
Blue Nose does an incredible job with making these teasers and engaging with their audience. And when I saw that, I was like, wow, like that's just different, because I'm just over here in this box.
It's a different world. The way that they do ALCs, the way that they do their marketing is different from any other company. And the fact that they work with indie authors is, you know,
Yeah.
just on top of that, one of the reasons why I was drawn to them in general. But I mean, everything they put out is just freaking fire. Like
Yeah.
there is no duds, all
No,
bangers.
no.
I
Every script I've gotten from them, I'm like, oh, woo,
Yeah,
woo.
and they're branching out more into, you know, some mysteries and some, you know, lighter, you know, romance and things like that. So I think it's just growing. It's just going to
Yeah.
get bigger and bigger, and you're going to have way more opportunities for other things with them,
Hope
because
so.
they're just branching out into so much different stuff. But
And they're so nice. Everyone that I've communicated with at Blue Nose is so
they
nice,
are.
which is great.
They are. They're really fun to work for too. As I'm it's just a contract thing. I'm not like, you know, part of the company or anything,
Uh,
but everyone is so supportive and so nice, and it is a really neat company. The way they approach things is very different. And it's very cool. And I think if you're in with that, you're never going to run out of things to do. That's for sure. Uh, yeah, they've just it's a constant stream of just
yeah.
crazy high quality stuff. Yeah, Gabs, it's really, yeah, they do a great job. Gabs is one of is in the on the ALC team with me, so she's always seeing all the good stuff coming out too. So yeah, when I started doing content for them, I was like, oh, I can't do as many ALCs anymore. I'm like kind of sad because I don't have time, you know, to
Yeah.
listen to as much as I used to because I'm doing
Right.
all this stuff. And so I don't know. I still kind of miss just being able to just listen to books kind of in the same way, you know, that you are,
Sure.
because a lot of times now I'm listening to prep for talking to someone, or
Right.
I'm listening because I'm doing an edit on that book, or, you know, so I don't
Right.
get to listen to as many just books that I want to just listen to, which is, I'm not complaining. I'm just
I
saying.
know that's like it's the double-edged sword of being
Yeah,
like, okay, I'm getting compensated to do this like
I
incredibly
am
cool
not
thing, but I don't want to
complaining.
ruin it.
I am not complaining at all. I love what I do. I love
Yeah.
everything that I do. So, who are your like people that you aspire to? Who are your favorite like narrators or people that you would like to model your career after?
Ooh. Um, it feels so obvious to say, but I think it feels obvious because she's just such a powerhouse. But Julia Whalen,
Hmm.
I mean, it's so cool the breadth of work that she's been able to do. Like nobody questions her because you can definitely get trapped in um one genre where people expect
Hmm.
like a certain thing of you. And she's done just like really heavy stuff to the lightest stuff. And she's also has her own company and is a champion for narrators and royalties and all that. And
Yep.
also her voice is just like butter. So
Yeah.
she's one.
Yeah.
Um, Also, Lily Drake is another. I just think between her and her alter ego,
Hmm.
she has a beautiful career. So those two, yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, I think, you know, like you said, you're just kind of getting started on like really like tackling this. I think if you do put yourself out there, you're gonna blow up.
thanks. Fingers crossed. We'll see. We'll see.
I really feel that way. I really do. I mean, people love this series. people love this series, and it really is. I think once it's complete, it's even going to get even more popular because a lot of people they won't
No,
commit to
wait.
things until they're done.
Totally.
And so I think once it's complete, it's gonna get even more popular because it really is just such a good series.
Yeah.
Um, and just like I said, the cast is just insane. It's crazy.
It was definitely pretty wild to receive that in my email. I was like, okay, cool, cool, cool. Play it cool,
Yeah,
play it cool. You're good.
yeah. No, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. So,
I was like at my
did you
computer, my husband was in the other room and I was like, oh. He's like,
did
you
you
good? I'm like, I'm
audition for
good.
that? Did you audition for that, or did they just kind of say we think you'd be good for this?
I'm trying to remember. I have been fortunate to audition for them seemingly constantly, and I love Blue Nose. And that
Hmm.
was one of the first ones. So I actually think that one was just offered. I
Like they
could be
thought,
wrong. There were a few at the same time, but I think that one was offered.
yeah. Well,
And I was like,
they
thank you.
they picked right. Are you ready for your
Well,
speed round, Blair
maybe. Yeah.
Thatcher? Okay, here we go.
Okay.
Favorite booth beverage?
Oh, water.
Okay, water.
Yeah.
Okay, favorite holiday?
Christmas.
Favorite season?
Summer. Closely followed by spring, but summer.
I'm a spring. So I love spring too, but I live in Texas, so spring is like 2 weeks.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
a beach girl and we moved to like a water town in Jersey, so I'm like this cold weather, I can't. I'm
Mm-mm.
ready for the beach. I'm ready for the tan, okay? I'm not supposed to be this pale.
Yeah, get me out. Get me out of here. Okay, favorite color?
Uh like I could picture it in my mind. I don't know what to call it though. It's like, well, kind of similar to this color, like the blue. What is
Like a
that called? Like
teal?
teal? Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Hot or iced coffee?
Iced coffee.
Okay. Text or phone call?
Well, I'll be honest, probably a text.
Mm-hmm. Same.
Yeah.
What can you do when you're talking on the phone? You can't do anything else.
I know. Oh, it's like
I
it
have to
depends
be
on.
multitasking at all times.
Yeah, I'm not very good. I find like I mean you need those catch up phone calls, but I'm not
Yeah.
someone like I have to like then I'm sitting down. Then I'd rather be like FaceTiming with you. Like I'd rather like text or voice memo, or I'd rather like see you in person or do like a video thing like this. The phone
Hmm.
itself, I'm like, uh.
So that's why I always say the voice note is superior, is primo communication. You
Yeah,
get the voice and you just say it and then you can walk away.
exactly.
So, okay, this is going to be something that go to karaoke song. Do you even do karaoke?
Do you know what? I don't. I hate it.
I knew it. I knew it.
I do because okay, so you only generally do karaoke. I shouldn't say only, but the situations that I've been in where karaoke is being done, I'm drinking,
Mm-hmm.
and if you drink, it changes your ears to a degree.
Mm-hmm.
So I am like. I have found myself in these situations where people are like, she's a singer, like get up and do the song. And then I'm drunk and I sound so bad. My pitch is so bad. And then I'm just like people are like, you do this for a job? I'm like,
You're like,
no.
oh, really? You're a singer? Okay. Have another one,
Well,
lady.
but if I had to, I'd do like a Shania Twain easy one, like a throwback, like fun one. I'm not one
Yeah,
of these
let's
girls that
go,
walks
girls.
in.
And then you're
Yeah,
like, out.
exactly. I'm not going to be like one of these girls that shows up and is like, let me do a Whitney Houston song. Like, no, no,
Yeah. I mean, I
not
think,
me.
yeah, like Gab says, karaoke, the point is to have fun. So if,
I just saw that.
hopefully nobody's giving you a really hard time. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's bad when everybody goes, oh, she sings. She sings.
I'm like, not me. That's not me.
Nope, got the wrong girl.
It's not this version of me. She's okay.
Not now. Oh my God, that's so funny. Okay, chocolate or vanilla?
Vanilla.
Okay. Favorite candy?
Oh, this is supposed to be a speed round, but I like too many.
It's okay.
You know,
It's it's
I
it's it's only theoretically a speed round because I can't shut up, so it's fine.
my brain was like cycling through all of these things, but I think ultimately the way to my heart is a pecan delight,
Ooh, okay.
preferably cold.
Ooh, okay. I like it. I like it. Night out. I know the answer to this already. Night out or night in?
Where's
Yeah.
what am I doing on Friday? Here I am.
Same. Ooh, people. Ooh, people. Celebrity crush.
Oh, I had a thing for the longest time for Adrian Grenier because I saw Drive Me Crazy with Melissa Joan Hart, right? Fell in love with him.
Yes.
And I married, I mean, I'm not going to out him here, but I married as close to Adrian Grenier as I could get. So I'm cured.
I love that. I love that. That's great. Hey, living the dream, man. Living the
Yeah.
dream.
Yeah.
Okay, word or phrase that always trips you up.
Oh no. Was I think it was like ubiquitously or something, and I was like ubiquitous, like it's just like your brain, like it's sometimes like it'll surprise me what it is. Like sometimes it's a bunch of alliteration or whatever it is, and I just cannot. My brain can't. Or like she says sometimes is hard for me.
Yeah, it's like the multiple same letters.
Now
Like
I'm
it's just
gonna
like
like come
those.
across them tomorrow. I'm gonna be like texting you with what they are. Like this is hard for me. This is hard for me. This is
No, here's your assignment. So if you think of one that you need to make a video of you saying it, and then you need to post it on your social media.
okay. All right, done,
And then I'll be
done.
really proud of you. No, I get
My
it.
social media fairy godmother.
I'm girl, let me tell you, it takes a village of people that love and care about you to get you to do the things that are hard. And I have so many people on this app that have really just kind of pushed me and said, look, you can do it, just do it, and
Yeah.
I'm like, "Ah, but what if everyone hates me?" And it's like, it's
No,
just but
no.
but
Yeah,
that's
I get
what's
you.
in here.
How
And
long
I
have you been doing this show?
girl, since February.
Oh, she sounds like a pro, though. I would have no idea.
So
Good for you.
I did a couple of when I was more of an ARC reader, I did a couple of like author interviews last year just
Okay.
for like PR companies and stuff. I did like 3 or 4, like not a lot. Um but I just loved it. Like I enjoyed it, and I really enjoyed cuz I do the you people thing like cuz most people ew, but I
Yeah.
do like talking to people, and I do enjoy, learning about people and communicating with people. And so it's fun for me, and I really enjoyed it. And so thank you, Gab. I love you. Um,
She's so
and
sweet. I'm
so
seeing those little comments. You're so
she's the
nice.
best. She's the best. And so yeah, I just love it. And I love talking to people. So and I love audiobooks. And so I was just like,
Perfect.
it just made sense.
Yeah.
And I told myself the beginning of the year, I was like, okay, I'm going to do something that I'm scared of, and I'm just
Okay.
going to do it.
Yeah.
And I just started DMing people.
Good for you. Good for you. I had no idea it was new. So yeah, you smooth as
So
butter.
it's so new, and but I love it, and I have a good time. And I appreciate it. Like I'm I'm glad that you didn't know that I was new, but I appreciate anyone that does and still allows me to do this with them.
Sure.
So
Yeah.
yeah,
It's such a
I
nice community of people. It's really so warm.
overall, yeah, it's a great
Yeah.
community. Like I think sometimes the loudest people are the most negative, but
Oh, sure. Yeah.
there are so many wonderful people in this community, and it's smaller than you think, and everyone is so sweet and so kind. And like a lot of narrators started out as influencers, or they were doing what I do. And so I think that we're all just kind of willing to give each other a step up,
Yeah.
do
Yeah.
do the things, and we all just want everyone to succeed and do what they want to do and do what they love.
Yeah,
Because this is it is kind of like a hobby for a lot of people.
sure.
I
Yeah,
mean, I have a
definitely.
full-time job. This is not my full-time job. So, yeah, I think we all just kind of want everybody to do well, and that's part of the reason why I wanted to do this show, was because I want people that I enjoy to have a bigger platform, and for everyone to know who they are.
It's very generous of you. I appreciate it. I wish maybe we'll do this again in a couple years and I'll be able to have a platform to share it with you.
Yeah, I'm
Instead of
gonna
just
be
being a
sending.
leech.
Yeah. So I
Nice.
thank you so much for talking to me, and
Thank
I thank
you.
you for being so sweet and kind and generous with your time. And I know you have a little baby, and I know that it's tough, pulling yourself away from them when they're tiny, and they just
It's
want
all
you.
good. You know what? It's good for me to get back into myself sometimes. So
No, it
at
is.
this point in life.
You gotta do it. You gotta do
Yeah.
it. Yeah, you
Yeah.
gotta you gotta take time for yourself. So I definitely want to see you singing more. I want to see you doing some clips and doing some narration. People will really enjoy any content that you put out there.
Thank you.
So,
Well, I
all right.
appreciate you and back at you with all of the nice comments and everything. Thank you so much.
I just appreciate you so much, and I can't wait until hear the last book. I am so
Yes.
excited.
Thank you. Have a great weekend. Thank you for
You
having
too. Thank
me.
you so much.
All right. Bye.
Bye.